Today's a sheep vlog. So the lambs are going to start going home this week. So the ewes have been starting to kick them off. It's time for them to go home. So I'm going to move them into the barn so that way I can catch them easier rather than chasing them around in the pasture. And I took them off the pellet, so now everybody's very hungry. So they're yelling at me, as you can hear, they're yelling at me. So I have some pellet, and I'm just moving the fencing so that I can get them in, so I'm going to take you along with me.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Starting to queue up. I just got to cut a couple of zip ties and then take this fence down. I've already got the other gate up. We're gonna move them in. My knife away so I don't cut myself. Well, hello, Mr. Dre. Hi. Come on, girls. Go. These over here. Hopefully we'll get them in pretty easily. Oh, good. Working a champ. Here they come. Come on, babies. Still have Mom and the twins over there. Come on, babies. Hi. Come on. Go inside. Oh, yeah. So, so we're going to play that game this morning, huh? Come on. Let me get the fencing over here a little bit more. Come on, girls. Come on. Horses are wanting breakfast. Come on, babies. Oh, you found it. That's my lure. Yes, you found it, honey. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. We're gonna put some pellet in here to lure them in. Come on, babies. Come on. Come on, babies. Honey. Oh, you and twins are not coming. Or strays in here. Come on, girls. Come on. I took their pellet away, so they're kind of hungry. Come on. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Come on. Come on, babies. Oh, here comes the Mom and the twins. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Come on. There you go, babies. Yes, that's a good girl. Now I just have to get out so I can get them in. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. There you go. Come on, babies. There you go. Come on, honey. There you go. Good girls. Good girls. Come on, honey. I'm gonna have to get behind her. Come on, babies. And they're fast little shits too. Come on, babies. Come on, honey. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, girls. Come on, honey. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Go on, get your breakfast. Go on, honey. Go ahead. Good girl. Go ahead, babies. Go on, honey. That's a good baby. Here we go. Here we go. No, don't do it, you little shit. Come on, honey. Come on. Come on, honey. She's gonna end up disturbing everybody. Let me get behind her. Come on, sweetie. No, no. You're gonna have to push. Oh, well, there goes a baby. That's not good, dum-dum. Come on. Come on. Go on. There you go. And I gotta get that baby. Dum-dum. There he goes. Okay. Good. Now let's walk up with the gate closed. No, get inside. Get inside. Good girl. There you go. So I know, Cammie, you said your Cheviots and your Shetlands are wild. These guys are pretty doggone wild. There we go. Even though they come to me for feeding, they're pretty wild. So there we go. We got them corralled. And then I'll get the small fencing and separate them later. But I've got them in. That's the hard part. Success. Trying to outsmart these guys is something else, but I got them in, and I'll go ahead and separate them later today. I've got 2 going home tomorrow, and that leaves me just 1. So I have a 1 that hasn't been placed yet. But these are for grazing, and right now we have a fire watch going on because we have high winds coming in. So this is why these sheep, I selected these sheep, because they're hair sheep. I don't have to shear them. And I did see a truck yesterday with a bunch of bags of wool on the trailer. So they are shearing right now, but mine don't have to shear. As you can see, they're actually shedding the wool. And that's why they look pretty ragged. So the wool does shed off. They rub on the trees and it comes off. I got one ewe that she's the one with the twins, hasn't really started to shed her wool yet, so she's a little behind. But you can see they're going for the pellet because I took them off the pellet a couple days ago, so the girls have been very hungry, mainly so that I could start to dry them up and be able to convince them to come into the paddock easier. And it pretty much worked a treat, so much easier than chasing them around for over an hour when I first brought them into lambing. I know, I'm talking. So, yep, so they're hungry and they're settling in. So anyway, we have high winds coming in. With the high winds, they're out of the north and they're really dry winds, and there's kind of like a static electricity in the air with the dry winds because they're so hot and so dry. And then unfortunately that triggers off a bunch of fires. So the sheep help by grazing down all the fuels, all the low to the ground fuels, and then trimming up the trees as well. So that way it reduces our fire risk. So that's why we have the sheep and the donkeys on the property. I have battery cameras all over the property. So this is one of my cameras. And it's kind of like a nest camera, same sort of concept. And it's a battery camera, and I have a Wi-Fi hotspot in my barn, so that way I can watch my sheep and my horses from my house, which is pretty handy, especially during lambing, is I could watch them from comfort of my bed and then come out if I needed to assist. But otherwise I could watch them, make sure everything was okay, and then separate them when they were done. So apparently my GoPro has a sense of humor. I just had to pull the battery and reset it. So anyway, I'll start over. So it's easier for me to manage my sheep from my stalls. So this is my horse barn. And then I have the run outdoors out here to the paddock. And we set this paddock up so that way we have fencing to keep the babies in. And of course everybody's over here stuffing their face. So let me retrieve my pellet from my ram because he's stuffing his face. Oh boy, you guys ate a bunch, huh? So I'll just spread it out, that way they can mosey around the different hay piles that I've got out here for them. And then I'll separate the babies out later. But this gives you a kind of a nice view of the babies. So the one on the left is the little ewe lamb that I just bought, and the one over here on the right, the dark one, that's Tupac. That's my little ram that I'm keeping. So they came from the same flock, little girl over there and little boy there. The rest of them are my flock, and the babies are all out of Dre, who's over there stuffing his face. And he just told little girl to get out of the way. So there's all the babies. You can see how big they are. They're getting pretty close to the size of their moms. Little girl is actually almost full grown already. And she's only like 3-4 months old. What's the matter? And that's the mom of the twins in the back looking at me. Pretty sure that, yeah, that's the twins' mom. So, yep, they're all in. Just got to get them some water, and then I'll leave them to just having their breakfast. And then later today, I'll come back out and separate the babies that are going home tomorrow. They're much smaller than the other ones, and one of the twins, his horns haven't started coming up yet. So he's quite a bit further behind than his brother. His brother has little nubs. And it's interesting, the horn growth based on age, you can kind of see which ones are a little bit older than the other ones. And the singles, they are quite big and they have much larger horns already. So they're an interesting little breed and a lot of fun. So Dre has just come in and he's asking for a treat. So if you're new here and you don't know who Dre is my, I think he's about 3 years old. Oh, there he is. Want your carrot? Want your carrot, honey? Come on. So Dre loves his carrots. So this is actually how we got the boys to be quite tame, is they love the carrots. So these guys are extremely smart, and they are a bit hogs. So he likes his treats. My wether that I lost earlier this year, Debo, he was the most tame, and Dre always kind of hung back, wasn't sure. And then it took a while after the passing of Debo for Dre to actually come to me for treats. So now he's coming up to me. And then this is my lead ewe here, or one of my, no, she's not my lead ewe, it's one of the ones over there. But a couple of the ewes are figuring out that Dre's getting treats. I know. You got that thing rolling around your mouth there, bud. You don't want to chew it. Chewing would be good, yeah. Chew. So he loves the treats. He always comes up and asks for treats. And eventually we're going to get Tupac to check out the treats. Oh, you dropped it. You dropped it. Hi. Want to say hi to the people? Say hi. Yeah, I'm a nice little ram. Yes, I'm a nice boy. Yes. So you saw him just do his little headbutt thing there. So I do not encourage that because you see the rack of horns on him. So he can come up for treats and then he can go about his business and do his ram thing. Going over to check out my neighbors. So my neighbors are Native American and they do religious ceremonies. So we're going to go check out the teepee. The lawn tractor off. So because of COVID, they haven't been able to do any drum circles, and they haven't had the teepee up in about a year. In the back there, you may not be able to see it. There's a sweat lodge, So they do sweat lodge even on 110-degree days. I don't know how they can do it, but they do. They've invited us over, but I just can't deal with that kind of heat. I don't need to collapse. But anyway, so that's really cool. So we live in a really cool area. We got some really good neighbors. But yeah, I guess they're going to do a drum circle tonight, so that's really good on them. So everybody's kind of decided that COVID is over and we're going back to normal, I guess. Rodeo out here. Holy shit. I got, I think, 2 more to catch. There, I got them all boxed up in a makeshift crowding pen because they're running everywhere. Alright. Yeah, it was more like a rodeo than anything else, but you get the gist of it. So now I'm going to let these guys out and they can go back into the pasture. I don't need to keep them in all weekend. Alright, baby girls, there you go. They're like, get me out of here. Be nice to have a handling system, but not all of us have handling systems. Okay, let me sort them out, and then I'm going to put them back in the pasture. So now we're going to do the Wild West show of getting the adults back out to the pasture. So this should be amusing. Hopefully they'll go directly to the pasture and not bounce into the fencing. Come on, babies, outside. Come on, babies. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on. 1, 2. There you go. There you go, honey. There you go. There's my babies. And there they go. You guys made it look easy. Anyway, good boy, but Dre, come on. Come on, Dre. There you go. Back out in the pasture. They're in. Let me get the light switch for the stall. Turn the fan on for them because it's going to get warm. So, got them in here. And we're real excited about being in, obviously. So, got to get them some water. I'm bringing in some pellet for them right now. So that way they can settle down. Here you go, babies. Easy, easy. They're wild. Hey, settle. Yeah, they can jump quite a bit. Wild. Okay. You guys need to settle down, babies. I know. So there's all 5 babies. And I've got some pellet in there. I'm going to give them some hay. Wild. Absolutely wild.